Welcome to Heat in Paradise, or shall I say the Heat in Paradise Island here in the Bahamas. I'm Will Manso. This is the home of Miami Heat training camp for the 2013-14 season. And I know what you're thinking, training in this doesn't look very hard. But trust me, the 4 days the Heat were here, they worked very hard. Coach Erik Spoelstra admitted that this being here was partly a reward for winning the championship last season. So before we go here, let's take a look back at Miami winning that second straight NBA title. The Heat's road to back-to-back titles went the distance.
It's back-to-back titles for the Heat.
And while this team hoisted the Larry O'Brien Trophy once again, there were moments when it seemed like the dream finish just wouldn't be.
This is a lifeless team right now.
Just to get out of the East, they had to beat a tough Pacers team that pushed them to the limit. Back and forth, alternating wins and losses, the Heat were just one loss away from being upset in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Bosh for three!
But like true champions, they wouldn't be denied.
Wade to the drive. By Wade. Here's Wade to the rim. Timeout. Miami wins it in 7.
The dramatic 7-game series culminated with the Heat making it to the NBA Finals for a third straight year, standing in the way of back-to-back titles, a team very familiar with that championship experience. The San Antonio Spurs.
It's now or never, fellas. Before y'all went green dog. Oh, gets in and throws it down. Diao, what a pass to Duncan.
And keeping with the back-and-forth theme,
Long three-point.
the series was a flip-flopping of emotions. Big Heat win, ugly Heat loss, MVP effort from LeBron James, and unexpected effort from Spurs role players. But it all looked over for Miami in the final moments of Game 6.
Rebound, Bosh. Back out to Allen. Bang! Tie game.
One miracle shot by Ray Allen and one crazy overtime finish later, and the Heat had a Game 7 coming on their home court.
This is everything that we worked for all season long.
James will try another three. Puts it in, and he'll try it again. It's good. James pulls up, puts it in. 4-point lead.
Like he did in the previous season, LeBron James took over and walked away as the Finals MVP, leading the Heat
I ain't got no words.
to the NBA championship. One packed parade later through downtown Miami, and the magical season was complete. The Miami Heat had cemented their place in NBA history. Memories that'll never get washed away in Heat fans, that's for sure. But believe it or not, here in the Bahamas during training camp, that's exactly what Heat coach Erik Spoelstra wanted to do with his team. Forget about last season and move ahead to this year. And while this setting was spectacular for the entire week here, this was all about hard work. Only 30 minutes away by plane from Miami, yet a world apart. It was clear from the start how the Bahamas was a piece of paradise where the training camp atmosphere would be unlike any other year.
You get a sense of how much it means to the people here?
Yeah, absolutely. When we showed up on the plane last night, they had a mini parade and band waiting for us. It was pretty cool.
It's great to live in Miami, and Miami is very tropical, but there's a difference when you're in the Bahamas because, you know, just being able to feel the serenity of it, you know, it gives us a great peace of mind.
How's everybody?
Off to the work. And for the first day of two-a-day practices, all the gorgeous scenery couldn't distract this team from the task at hand. Day one featured lots of running, defensive work, and media. If the objective was to get away from the bubble of coverage in Miami, the Bahamian media wasted no time to show the Heat they're a big story everywhere. But no matter who was doing the questioning or the listening, the Heat wanted to make it clear this trip wasn't about the beach, it was about the other two B's, basketball and bonding.
very proud, to be representing the Heat in another country. With that said, it is still a lot of work, and we're excited to get back on the court.
I ain't no vacation. Nothing? I'm not swimming with it. I already did all that all the summer. We're gonna, get off our feet. We're gonna, enjoy each other.
We're in the Bahamas, but it's still training camp, We're working, we're in here, We haven't had no time to go out there and enjoy it.
As the second day of two-a-day practices continued, you could get a sense of what was happening. The competition was heating up, and so was the pain.
It's a lot of bumps and bruises right now. Guys working, getting back in shape.
Today was a very hard day. You see it's very quiet in here. A lot of guys out of here in the training room. So, we got a lot of work and a lot of attention.
Not surprisingly, the focus of this camp early and often was defense.
We didn't do one offensive drill, so we went back to the basics. We wanted to build the habits and fundamentals of our defense, not take it for granted, and also get their bodies used to moving in those defensive patterns.
But at some point, they also needed some rest. And on day 3, an unexpected treat. All of the hard work paid off with an afternoon session off from the court.
We just chilled around the pool, had a lot of laughs, being together, just continue to build that camaraderie, continue to build that friendship that we already have.
Hung out, had that nice little male bonding session.
Maybe that's why the session started with some Bob Marley playing through the speakers. But if that was a relaxing day, the Heat made sure they had to finish strong. The bonding continued into the final day with one last practice. For the veterans, it was a bittersweet day.
Bahamas was great. It's amazing. Now that we're getting ready to leave, I'm getting sad. I enjoyed it here.
The best training camp I've ever been a part of. Everybody came in shape. We competed our butts off, and that's what it's going to take for this team to be successful.
In the end, the Heat accomplished their main goal. Welcome back to Heat in Paradise. One look around this resort, and it's easy to see why the Miami Heat held their training camp here. This is a beautiful place. But one look at the Heat roster and all their superstars, and it's easy to see why the Bahamas would want the Heat to be here. But to get them here, it took a lot of hard work to make it happen. A basketball court in paradise, a place for the world champs to train. Yet, if you were here, you could take a closer look around and, as they say, see what's behind the curtain. At first glance, this looks like just a regular practice court. You've got the hoops there, the court here. It is a nice setup to work in. But when you come around, you'll see exactly how much work had to be put in to make this happen, because you'll look, and we are actually in the middle of a ballroom inside the convention center of the Atlantis Resort. So this is just a ballroom.
It's just a ballroom, and we have, this is where we, the whole extent of it is where we transform this ballroom.
It's amazing what they do here. We saw what it looked like empty about a month ago, and it looked nothing like this.
I think it's cool. I don't know why more cities don't build something like this.
And while fans weren't allowed in practice, trust me, everyone in the Bahamas noticed the Heat were on the island.
It's very fun that they're here, because if we see them, they're gonna give us autographs.
Maybe I could see at least one, or Coach Spoelstra or whatever, because I'm a big fan of Miami, to be honest with you.
The Prime Minister of the Bahamas, Perry Christie, stopped by to watch practice one day. By the end of the trip, one of the many goodwill gifts was given to Heat coach Eric Spoelstra. It was done by Bahamian celebrity artist Jamal Roll.
Well, it's a big deal that the Miami Heat, they say as the Miami Heat, it's the team of the Bahamas. Everybody in their Grammy, rooting for the Miami Heat.
Whether it was from a Grammy or a kid, as the players made their way through the complex, they got the love.
A lot of Heat fans here. It's pretty cool. And everywhere you go, you'll see a security guard or a chef say, I'm a Heat. I never heard anyone put it like that. So she's a Laker, I'm a Heat. And so I think that's kind of cool.
A cool experience, and one these players and the people of the Bahamas will never forget.
Everybody's
like, man, I was like,
One player who loved this court and pretty much anyone he steps on with a hoop is Ray Allen. Despite the fact that no player in the history of the NBA has hit more three-point shots in the regular season or the playoffs than Ray Allen, it is just one shot that people will probably remember forever, certainly Heat fans. Game 6 of the NBA Finals last season on the line. Allen hit the biggest shot of his career, and I had a chance to talk to him about that one special moment.
rebound Bosch, back out to Allen.
In an instant, it was the shot that's been replayed hundreds and hundreds of times over by Heat fans. How many times have you watched the shot?
I haven't watched it a lot. I've been in places where it's come on while I've been sitting there, and almost somewhat embarrassing because people are watching TV and it comes on and then all of a sudden like, that's you.
That's you.
Yeah.
You hit that shot, the shot of the year, yeah.
With 5 seconds left to tie the game.
You get asked about it everywhere you go?
Everywhere. And it's been very humbling because people, when they thank me, it's almost, you know, I feel grateful to have been able to help.
What would be your kind of analytical breakdown of that play in that moment?
Well, the first thing you notice is that Tim Duncan is not in the game. They took Tim out because they wanted to switch because they didn't want us to make a three. LeBron got off an early three, and so they were small, and they were all packed in tight. CD was able to get the rebound, and then it just happened so fast that I was able to backpedal and get to the three-point line that, you know, I got the ball up and I got it in the air. And if you watch it or look at it, the freeze frame of it, around me there's 5 Spurs. And you can't see anybody else from the Heat in the picture, and that just summed it all up because they did try to get out the three-point line, but it wasn't quick enough.
And in one quick moment, the fate of the Heat season changed, just like that. And the defining moment of Allen's Hall of Fame career did as well.
And I think about it a lot, but that's the profession I chose because so many opportunities we've all been in where the pendulum could swing in the other direction. And, you know, in a lot of situations in my career, sometimes that's happened.
Ray Allen knocking down the three-pointer.
You know, I can just only thank my lucky stars because they lined up.